Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is a spoiler-free discussion about Avengers Endgame. How do I put that thing on mute and then it's still playing? Anyway, it is good to see you guys. Happy Sunday. I am exhausted. I have to tell you, I am exhausted. I had a very long weekend with my family and I'm exhausted, but I'm going to turn it up for you guys and we are going to have a good show. So here's the thing. I can't spoil Endgame because I haven't seen it. So it's impossible. Well, that's not true because I could spoil it because I actually cheated and I watched videos that basically told me everything that happened in the movie because I won't see it for some time and I didn't want to wait. But I will not spoil it. And I'm going to ask everyone that is here in the room right now, we can talk about this stuff, but let's not spoil it for anyone. I think that is not what we want to do for people. So it is definitely good to see you guys. I see a lot of people flowing in here. We have a lot of stuff to get to. So whoever that was that said, "Are you late?" You are not late because we are starting just a couple of minutes early. Musher is asking, Harrison is asking how Paw Patrol was. Paw Patrol was the bomb. I am not going to lie to you. Paw Patrol was the bomb, and Paw Patrol was the bomb because of the enthusiasm that my kids had while being there. We thought we were going to be in and out in 40 minutes. The kids sat through, well, my son sat through the entire program. They actually had an intermission, and he was like, "Is it over? Is it over? Are they coming back?" And I'm like, "Yes, buddy, they'll be back in 15 minutes." And he sat there, he waited. As soon as they came back on, he was back into the zone. We actually went to the VIP after party after the thing. He had a chance to meet Ryder and a couple of the Paw Patrol. He met two of them and he kept asking for the others to come out. And I was like, "Buddy, they're sleeping, they're taking a nap." And he's like, "Well, let's go back to their hideout." And I'm like, "Buddy, we can't get into the hideout." But the kids absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was money well spent. So I want to welcome everybody to the Ready, Set, Go preview show. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to get to tonight. It is all going to be spoiler free, but we are going to talk a little bit about Endgame because we always have a little bit of discussion about something that's happening in the news. But before we get to that stuff, I want to say hello to some comic soldiers that are here in the room. Harvey Abel is here. How you doing, brother? Mr. Comics 89 is in the house. Chris Barrett is here. Johnny Future is in the house, and Johnny Future is talking about the Cobra Kai. I think Chaos Lord is in the house. It was good chatting with you the other day, brother. One Wolf Gun is in the house. Mark Tripp is here. Who else do we have here? Scrolling. You guys were having a really good conversation before I popped in here. The other Chris is here. Ariel is here. It's good to see you, brother. Partytown Comics is in the house. I think I said hello to Johnny Future already. Scrolling ICT. Vinny is in the house. It's good to see you, my friend. There are 51 of you guys here. Cool and Collected is in the house. It's good to see you, my friend. All right, so I want to welcome everyone to the Ready, Set, Go preview show. Before we get started, I actually want to do a couple of things. I want to say some thank yous to some people. I want to say thank you to two new Patreon members, Can't Get Enough and Josh Abels. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your support of the channel. And I think right now we're sitting at like 6 Patreons. And I actually did a video the other day and I said, "I'm doing this for the Patreons." And there were like 3 at the time. So I was like, "I'm doing it for all 3 of you guys." It doesn't matter whether there are 3, 6, or 600. I appreciate every single one of you guys. So I want to say thank you and acknowledge your support of the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out to my buddy, Randy Resnake. Randy Resnake reached out to me and he said, "I want to send you something." And he said, "It's not a comic." I'm like, "Cool, here's the address." Because I don't like to pressure people. But I said, "What is it? What are you sending me?" Right? He's like, "I want to send you something." Okay, cool, send it. So it gets here and it's in a large envelope, very large envelope. I'm like, "What did this dude send me?" I open it up and I'm like, "This dude sent me a piece of original art." I'm like, "Check this out." And I'm like looking for the name. I'm like, "Who is the artist on this thing?" It is him. Randy Resnake sent me a piece of original art that he drew. And I thought it was professional artwork. It is that good. It is that good. And he sent it, of course, featuring my favorite the Amazing Spider-Man in the black costume. You gotta love this thing. It is really, really well done. And I reached out to him immediately and was like, dude, I appreciate you sending this to me. And like most talented people, he started to put caveats around it to explain. I'm like, dude, you're super talented. I could never do this. Never do this. This is really, really fantastic. And I appreciate the gesture. This was actually, since I got it, hanging up or sitting in the back over there in front of that one from Billy Tan. And it is actually going to go back over there. But I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge this wonderful piece of art and to say thank you for that. So I want to actually, it didn't unfortunately fit in one of the mats that I had, but I'll try to find a way to get it up so it can be displayed. But Randy, I absolutely appreciate it, brother. And thank you very much for that. So I've already said hello to everybody. He said, what size is this? I don't even know. I think he's actually here in the room. So hopefully he'll be able to tell me. Harvey Abel, how you doing, brother? I don't know how big it is, but it is pretty big. It sits almost as big as that professional piece that's sitting back beside me or behind me, but you can see that the piece is actually a little smaller than the overall because it has like a matte thing around it. So I'm not sure. Hopefully Randy can actually tell us, but this thing is really, really well done. So shout out to him. All right. So our agenda for tonight is we're going to talk a little bit about Endgame. We're going to preview, as we always do, what's going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week, because it is called the preview show. Then we are going to do the drawing. We're going to do the drawing, and we're going to talk about the format for the drawing. And then I'm also going to give away, because we're going to have two giveaways tonight. One's going to be the Go Collect giveaway, and one's just going to be a Regie Collects giveaway that I messed up on. And we'll talk more about that in just a couple of seconds. But if you are watching this either in the room now live, or if you are watching this back on playback and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to do so that you can stay abreast of all the cool stuff that we do on a weekly basis. So, Endgame. Let's talk about Endgame for a moment. And this is going to be spoiler free. This is so I think someone is saying there's a couple of guesses here. Oh, Randy says 9x12. There we go. So it is 9x12. Very talented dude, very talented. So we're going to talk about Endgame, but we're going to do it spoiler free. So I haven't seen it. I don't want to spoil it because I watched some previews of like what actually happened. I'll ask anybody that's in the chat that has seen it, and I know a couple of you guys are here. Basically, don't give it away. Chris is like me. He said he cheated on Endgame and read the wiki page. Brother, I just went to the spoiler videos on YouTube and was like, just tell me everything. Tell me everything that happens. He says, how are you going to do a spoiler-free review? So I'm actually not doing a review. That's how I'm going to do it. It's not a review. It is a discussion. It is a discussion around how Endgame is shattering records. Endgame is shattering records and making people cry. So earlier today, Disney actually released some of the sales numbers for Endgame. And people had a lot of projections about how this movie was going to do. And they were like, it's going to do well. It's going to do really well. I don't think anybody expected this movie to do what it did, right? There were lines everywhere. Like I was going to shops and sometimes the shop would be near a movie theater. There were lines of people waiting to see this movie. And one of my shops is located literally next door. They share a wall with the movie theater. And there was a line there in the middle of, I think it was maybe 2:00, and there was a line. And I've heard that there are AMCs that basically show Endgame basically around the clock. But this movie is breaking records. It made $1.2 billion worldwide in 3 days. $1.2 billion in 3 days. That is a crazy, crazy amount of money. And in fact, I think it crushed Infinity War. I guess Infinity War did 640.5 million, and this one did 1.209 billion in the same time. That's a lot of money. I mean, that is a crazy, crazy amount of money. Chris Bigger says Endgame is good, but he really liked Infinity War better. Slow build up for me. Yeah, I think that there are people who definitely have lots of opinions about this movie. But the movie, what's undeniable is the movie made a lot of money. Too Old to Play with Toys says, I think this movie franchise connects with so many people and has built so many bonds with people over the last decade. Yeah, so let's talk about that. You're basically talking about 10 years and a total of 22 movies that have taken place over the course of that 10 years. And the ability to reach that many people over that length of time with that number of movies and to tie it together, it is impressive. Like my wife even took notice. She was like, Endgame was 3 hours? 3 hours? And then a few minutes later, she's like, people were crying at the movie over ink. It basically it caught her off guard. But it is too old to play with toys. His point is that this movie, what they did was impressive. And I think Chris Barrett just said it's going to be the highest grossing movie of all the times. We have to put that in past tense, brother, because it is the highest grossing movie of all time. I think at the $1.209 billion, it has already basically become that. It is quite impressive what they've done. So I have some numbers here where we break it down. They made $350 million domestically. 350 million domestically and 859 million internationally. And I think combined, I want to say, or no, maybe it's the international, they actually exceeded what Fate of the Furious did. I guess that was the last Fast and Furious movie, maybe. You guys correct me on that, but that movie outperformed that one. And that movie at the time, I think was really well done. And on Friday alone, they made $156.7 million in one day. I just want like 5%. That is a ridiculous amount of money. Chris Bigger says it was a fast 3 hours. I've heard mixed reviews about that. Some people have said it went really fast. Others have said it went really long. Some people were upset because, there wasn't enough time for them to go to the bathroom. I've heard other people, say to me, they went to the movies at 6. They stopped drinking fluids at 3 so that they could actually be prepared. And Party Time with Comics says the same thing. He says, it honestly does not feel like 3 hours. And I think that is a testament because, so to some degree, we've been talking about the demise of the comic book market for, a little bit here on the channel, right? And people have also likewise been talking about the demise of cinema, of movies. People are talking about that because of all the various streaming services that are out there. It's a testament to what happens when you put out a high quality product. And it doesn't matter whether that high quality product is a movie or a comic. If you put it out there and you do a really good job, people will respond. And this is evidence of that. And there was all these quotes about people that have said, movies are coming to an end. I'm concerned about the future of movies. But if you look at what Marvel has done, not just with this movie, look at all the movies, right? There have been 22 movies that Marvel has put out, right, over 10 years. 8 of them have made $1 billion. 8 of those movies have made $1 billion, and all 22 of the movies have done well at the box office. That is crazy. That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And people also saying, well, there's superhero fatigue. $1.2 billion. That is hard to argue with it. It is hard to argue with it. Chris Bigger says Paul Rudd was great in Endgame, but does Endgame have Ant-Man playing the drums or doing close-up of magic for his daughter? Cool and Collected says that he thinks by the time it is all said and done, they will make $3 billion. Who knows? Who knows? They may. Mac Collections basically says best 3 hours spent something that he loves. Endgame is equal to Godfather 2. It will win Best Picture. Maybe Rob Worst. That maybe, brother. We will see about that, right? Because that's one of the big things is, are they going to be willing to give this movie that kind of nod? And I guess they did it with Avatar and some other movies, but it's going to be interesting to see. And people are basically saying that this movie is going to be the biggest movie ever. They're saying that, what is it? Star Wars is not even going to come close to the epic nature of this movie. So I really think it is a fantastic testimony to what Marvel has done. Now, what's interesting about this is depending upon what data you look at, 1.2 billion. And again, depending upon what data you look at, Marvel basically has basically broken even with all that money. Because I think, and again, I found mixed numbers on this, so don't hold me to this. The movie basically cost $356 million to make. They made domestically 300, I think 50 million, right? But there was also, all of this other promotion, like $200 million in promotion, some other things that they spent money on. And so I wasn't quite sure how the numbers would balance out, whether they have actually already paid back all the money that was spent. And now after this weekend, it's gravy, or whether they have already paid it back and even part of what they have made is now gravy. It wasn't quite clear to me. So I may need to do some more research on that. But at the end of the day, this movie has done incredibly well. They spent a ton of money on this movie, on making it, on promoting it, and it has performed remarkably well. And it is, it's interesting. It really is interesting to see, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for Marvel. I've already seen a couple of people start to project what's next for Marvel. I saw a mock-up of what the next phase 4 will look like. A lot of speculation out there, so it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens. Beta Ray Comics says he cried like a baby. Chaos Lord said, let's see. Disney owns ABC. ABC hosts the Oscars. Yeah, it's going to win something, but Best Picture is the question. It's going to win something. It's going to probably win a lot of stuff, right? But what is it going to win the big prize? That's what we'll see. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched an award show in 20 years. So what do I I don't watch any of that stuff. Yeah, so Brett has says, yeah, watch those credits. That's a whole lot of people, brother, a whole lot of people ate off of this movie. Thomas, how you doing? There's a couple of new people here. It's good to see you guys. Tina says Reggie should be in a Marvel movie. Yes, please sign me. Please sign me. I'm telling you, I would make an incredibly fantastic Black Silver Surfer. I may need to go back on a diet because I've been eating too much coffee cake and other things that my wife makes. So some of the early data, Thomas is asking, he'd be interested to know what they spent on the marketing budget. So one of the numbers that I received was that they spent about $200 million on promotion, But I think they also received like a couple of deals. They put a couple of deals in place, and at least one of those deals was about $200 million. So again, that's why these numbers were kind of all over the place, because it cost 200 million, then it was offset by some other things over here. And so it wasn't quite clear, but they definitely spent a tremendous amount of money on this movie. But again, it's all paying out. Captain Crunch, how you doing, brother? John's Comics with Kids says he has picked up his Halloween costume for this year. Just need to eat. John's Comics with Kids just put out a really, really good video the other day. It's a starting point for people that are trying to get on board with Punisher. It's going to be an ongoing series that he's going to be doing. So if you guys get a chance, make sure you check out John's Comics with Kids. Fantastic content that this dude put out. I watched it and I was like, man, I actually want to go buy some Punisher now. And I'm not the biggest Punisher fan, but it was such a well done video. So definitely check out John's Comics with Kids if you guys get a chance. All right. So again, crazy stuff. Disney and Avengers, Marvel are killing it. They made basically $1.209 billion in one weekend, which is just incredible. And again, I could not be happier for what the future holds for Marvel Studios and Marvel Comics as a whole. I'm excited to see what phase 4 will be. I heard that, well, let me not do that because that's the wrong thing to do. So let me stop there. So again, I hope to see it at some point in 2020, and I'll be sure to do a review for you guys at that point, because I know everybody's going to want to talk about Endgame in 2020 when I actually see it. So let's keep this thing moving forward. I don't think that I'm going to do any live streams this week. I don't think I'm going to do any interviews this week. That could change, but I don't think I'm doing anything right now. What are you guys talking about? John, you are welcome, brother. Black Widow would be a sequel to Endgame. Marvel. Okay. Subscribe to you. All right. So let me keep moving it on. So I don't think that I'm doing any live streams this week, but I am releasing a ton of, I think a couple of good videos. So there is an update on the road to AF15 that is coming out at some point this week. I think that's a pretty cool video. I am hunting again in the Antique District. So if you guys saw the videos that were released this week, I'm going back to the Antique District, and so that video will be coming out. One of the things that I've been getting a lot of questions about is print runs. A lot of people have been asking, where do I go to get information on print runs? how reliable are print runs, how can they find out what the print runs are. And so I actually have a video that is coming out where I'm actually going to be talking not just about where you can go to get print runs information, but the caveats around print run data, because I think a lot of people are trying to actually make decisions about what book to buy based upon the size of the print run. And it's not as simple as going to get a number. There's a lot of caveats and a lot of pitfalls with the data. And so this video that I'm putting together will give you some of the resources where you can get print run information, but it's also going to give you a lot of the caveats and pitfalls that you want to be aware of if you're making purchasing decisions on like a variant or ratio variant or whatever based upon print runs, or if you're basically saying this is a rare book. Well, let's get some of the data and let's make sure that we are making some informed decisions. So I think it's a pretty good video. I think it's one that will help people, at least that's my hope, based upon all the questions that I've gotten about print runs. And then I also have a video coming out where I'm actually going to be talking about secret hunting grounds. You guys know I'm always out there hunting for comics, and there's a couple of things that I do that I think are a little different from the norm. So I'm actually putting together this video, and it'll reveal some secret hunting grounds that I have. And at the end of the day, you guys will tell me whether they're truly secret or not, or whether these are things that are pretty common knowledge. But the video is already done, and it'll be dropping next week. So Ryan Armstrong just dropped in a super chat, and his question is, what hero from Marvel hasn't appeared yet that I would want to see on screen? I mean, the easiest, you said hero. I want to see cosmic stuff, to be honest with you, right? I want us to go cosmic. So I would like to see the Silver Surfer. I would like to see Adam Warlock, maybe some Pip the Troll action. that would be kind of fun. So I think that would be some of the characters that I would want to see. And then, when you think about it, some of the cosmic characters really aren't bad. They're neither good nor bad. And I'm readily thinking about Galactus. It would be cool to see Galactus on the big screen, off the top of my head, those are probably some of the characters that I would want to see hit the big screen, because I am like all in on this cosmic thing, and I think it would be cool to see those characters come on screen. And I mean, it goes without saying that X-Men. I mean, it goes without saying X-Men is something that I want to see. There's no doubt about that one. So I'm not even going to talk about that, because that one's absolutely a must for me. A lot of people are speculating, to Rob Worth's point here, about Beta Ray Bill. There's a lot of comments about that, about him. And so I don't know, and I watched a really good video on the Beta Ray Bill thing earlier today. And it was a really good point around what made Beta Ray Bill actually. I can't go there, because that would be a little bit of a spoiler. So I'm not going to talk about that. Maybe later. We'll do it soon. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But I think a couple of people kind of agree. There's some Adam Warlock stuff. Cosmic Ghost Rider, I think it'll be a while before we see Cosmic Ghost Rider. I really do. I think that one's so far out there. I don't think he has a big enough fan base. I don't think we're going to see that because you'd have to skip over Frank Castle. You'd have to skip over Ghost Rider in order to introduce Cosmic Ghost Rider, right? And I think that part of what makes that character so great is that he's based on these two other characters. It's like going to the Red Goblin without talking about some of the other characters that contributed to the Red Goblin. So I don't know that we would see Cosmic Ghost Rider. I mean, it would be cool, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a little bit of some things in the way. It's like doing, Dark Phoenix before you do Phoenix, stuff like that. Comic Collection Agency says he thinks I would make a good Silver Surfer. Brother, paint me with some silver paint and let me go after I go on a diet, because again, too much coffee cake and other fantastic desserts. So Cosmic Ghost Rider is phase 8, Guardians 5. I mean, bring it on. Cosmic Ghost Rider is dope. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt about that, right? Cosmic Ghost Rider's dope. I would be interested in a Punisher movie, but I want to see the Punisher from the Netflix series, because I don't know that dude's name, but he makes a heck of a Frank Castle. So bring that, 2 years. We have 2 years to wait, or somebody has to pay a lot of money to get them out of those contracts. So again, some really cool things coming out this week from the channel. A lot of really cool videos, I do believe. And again, I don't think that I'm going to go live, but you never know. Maybe I'll do one of these midday live things that I did before, hopefully with better internet. I actually did my speed test today, and according to Comcast, they basically said blazing fast. At this speed, your computer should be able to handle streaming 4K video. So we'll hold them to that as we continue to do these things. Sleepwalker and Darkhawk. Yeah, brother, sign me up because I have those number ones all the way across the board for Sleepwalker and Darkhawk. So let's go ahead and get to this giveaway. And this is a really cool giveaway, again, sponsored by Go Collect. We are going to be giving away this awesome book right here. And I think we did the FMV on this book during the last live stream that we did. And I think the FMV for this book was around 250 bucks or something like that, if I'm remembering correctly. This is Submariner number one, 6.5 off-white to white pages. So winner in just a few moments, we'll be getting this book, a really cool exclusive variant from Go Collect, and also one of these cool t-shirts, again, from Go Collect. So we're going to do the drawing for this thing to figure out who the winner is. And then on the back side of this, I actually want to talk about the changes that we made to the process to get into the contest. And then stay tuned because we also have another giveaway that we'll be doing. And then you guys are going to help me to pick this week's giveaway. So definitely stay tuned after we give away this thing. Looks cool and clean. Yes, it is. All right, so let's go ahead and do this thing. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see me roll the dice. Select the right window so you guys can see. So we are going to select this one, and now you should be able to see my screen. We are going to roll these dice and see how many times we are going to have to randomize our list, and it is 8. So we are going to randomize our list 8 times. So here is the list that was posted up early this morning. And again, we'll talk about the process on the backside, but I'll scroll through this list so you guys can see what it was that I exported and then dropped into here. Same list as what I posted up earlier today. And I know a lot of people kind of went through, made some comments wishing one another luck, and also kind of talking about some of the formatting that happened here. But these are all of the individuals that entered the contest. And I want to say there were 212 or so people that entered the contest, but this is the full list. And we are going to randomize this thing a total of 8 times. So we're going to randomize it. So here we go. We're going to hit it. Yep, 211. There we go. So here is 1. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. And the winner of this week's giveaway is Adrian Carr. Adrian Carr, you are the winner of a Submariner number one, 6.5. What is it? What is this thing? Off-white to white pages. Congratulations, Adrian Carr. So as we always do, we're going to switch this screen back. So Adrian Carr, what you have to do, my friend, is to send me an email as soon as you can to regiecollects@gmail.com, REGIE collects@gmail.com, telling me your real name, your government name, that is, your screen name, your mailing address, and the size shirt that you want. The shirts only come in large and extra large. And I will be sending out to you just as soon as I can this really gorgeous Submariner number one, 6.5, this exclusive variant from Go Collect, and lastly, this t-shirt. So Adrian Carr, make sure you send me an email so I can get this stuff sent out to you. I like to bundle it up tonight and have it in the mail for you guys. So I want to, who is that? Who needs to be? Where? I don't see him. I'm going to, Corey, I'm actually going to make you a moderator, my friend. So if you can take care of that for me, if you see them, because I don't see that. But if that many people are saying something, then I think that says something. Wayne, I'm also going to make you a moderator, my friend, give you a little bit of control for the two of you guys. So if you guys can help me with that, I would definitely appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. Cool. All right. So moving on. We're not going to give that person any more attention. So I'm gonna get this stuff bundled up and get that stuff out of here. But I wanted to give you guys, thank you, party time. I definitely appreciate that, brother. I want to give you guys a quick update on the process. So we changed the process this week, and I want to thank you guys for making the adjustments because you made my life so much better. It took me all of 10 minutes to extrapolate the list, spot check the list, get the list posted, and then I was able to move on with my day, which is fantastic because both of my kids had photo shoots today. Both of the kids are sign models and have been for a while, but we had to do some photos today for them. We had to get up and get out, and thankfully it took only about 10 minutes. So the way that the Go Collect giveaway is going to be done from here on out is I'm actually going to put up a link on the community tab. And what you have to do is go and watch the video in which I say, hey, if you want to win this book, do this thing, right? Once you see that video and you hear what it is that you have to do, you go to the community tab, which is on the main page of my channel. You click the community tab, you find the post that basically says, hey, if you want to win this book, click here. You click on that link, you go to MailChimp, and you basically plug in your name, your screen name, and the response from the video. So this week, you had to basically give me Prince Namor. You had to give me Submariner's name, which is, Prince Namor or whatever you put in there. As long as it was something along Prince Namor, it was perfectly fine. And then you submit that. And that's the way that we're going to do these giveaways, because it gives me the ability to go into MailChimp and pull out the data very quickly, spot check it, looking for, doubles and any of that other kind of stuff. I can even look at IP addresses, but then it gives me the ability to very quickly post up the list and for you guys to be able to see who all is in the contest. So it is relatively straightforward. Now, here's the thing. On the video where I say, hey, if you want to win this thing, give me the answer to this. Do not post the answer in the comment section, right? Just go to the community tab, click the link for MailChimp, and put your comment there. Now, if you still want to comment on the video and say, hey, Reggie, I agree with you, or Reggie, I disagree with you, or hey, Reggie, there's no sound for the first 1 minute of this video, then you can do that. Please comment on the video, but make it not be the answer to the question that I'm raising, right? Because, the thing is, you want people to watch the video, you want them to be entertained, you want them to enter the contest, but you don't have to necessarily post up Namor on the video. So just a couple of thoughts about that. But I want to thank you guys for all making the adjustments to this. It made my life so much simpler, so much easier. So I definitely appreciate that. And I think that's it. I know a couple of people have had a couple of issues where on the iPad, you actually cannot get the community tab. For whatever reason, there's some limitations around the iPad and the app for YouTube. I don't know what the deal is, but you have to do it either on your cell phone or your computer or something like that because the iPad doesn't work. So Harvey, to enter the contest, there you go. Somebody's giving them the details. So I want to, again, thank you guys for making the adjustment. Yeah, I may be able to go ahead in there and delete the comments. I'll go back and look for it to see if I can actually remove some of those comments. I don't know if one of the administrators can actually do that as well, because I actually never saw them. So I don't know if someone gave control and moderator to Wayne. Corey Whitewell also has it, and so does John's Comments with Kids. So a couple of people have administrative rights, and Whitewell got it. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate you for that one. All right. All right, so I think that's it. So let's go on to some other stuff. Oh, so here's the other thing. The other giveaway that I wanted to do was this one right here. So this is the book that we're giving away. This is the Silver Surfer #1. This is why I've been talking about Silver Surfer. So Silver Surfer #1. This is an exclusive variant from IG Comic Store. So this was actually a book that I'm giving away. And again, this was because so many people give things to to the channel, whether it be Patreons or people that are like, here's some money, buy a book for someone else, or people, I think I did Snap, or people send me wonderful art like this. So many people do fantastic things for me and for this channel that I just want to continue giving things back. You know, we have sponsors that give us things, which is fantastic, but not everyone can win the slab, right? And if you're only doing one giveaway per week, then how many people are you helping? So I want to try to give away more stuff. And that's why we're actually going to be giving away this book right here. Now, what I did was I released a secret video. It was a secret video, and it was basically a tidbit. It was a factoid about Marvel Comics. And when I read, I think we made the spoiler go away. When I watched the video back, I actually realized that I made a mistake. And I think I said before Timely Comics or something like that. And it should have actually been before Marvel. Like I recorded this video at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was like loopy. So I messed up. Joa, thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. See, this is what I mean. When people do stuff like this, then I feel like I have to do this other stuff, you know? And Joa is a patron of the channel. So I definitely appreciate everything that you're doing for the channel, brother. But I did the video and I messed up in the video. And I think a lot of people actually still got the answer right, even though I messed it up, where I was like, the answer is this. And then I asked the question, but it was all jacked up. So I'm still going to honor this contest. And basically the way that this thing worked was that you had to respond. You had to be the first person to watch the video and then respond to me via email, giving me the answer. And if you did that, then you could win this book. And so the person that won is Russell. Russell Sorap 25. Russell, Rap 25, you are the winner, and this book will be coming your way. Russell actually already sent me in his original email his mailing address because I guess he was that sure that he was going to win. So this is going out to Russell this week. He won, and what I want to do is to do more of these. So you never know. My goal is to make it so that other people have an opportunity to win. So the videos will be coming out at random times, possibly on random days, because I want to reach different people. Because what I realize is that if I do a live stream middle of the day, the people that I get during that live stream are very different than the people that I get at these times. And so again, I want to constantly mix things up to be able to reach more people. So Russell, you are the winner of the Silver Surfer. His email came in at 8:03 a.m. Tina's in the room. Tina, your email came in at 8:04 a.m. You guys were the first and the second people that responded. So he edged you out. I don't know how many seconds. I just know he beat you by 1 minute. So Tina, thank you as well for being a fantastic supporter of the channel. I appreciate all of you guys. And I first saw your name and I was like, oh, I'm gonna send it to Tina. Then I was like, oh, Russell beat her. So so this is going to be coming out to Russell. And again, stay tuned because I'll be doing more of this. This is one of those things where, remember, I was saying, make sure you have on notifications, make sure you watch the videos when they come out, because some of this cool stuff is what I'm going to be trying to do to give away. All right. So let's select the next book that we're going to give away. The next slab as part of the Go Collect giveaway. Here was a box that arrived. If you guys remember from the other day, I basically had two boxes and I was like, do you want A or B? People selected B. B happened to be the Submariner. So now we're going to give, yeah, Tina, you were very close. So now we're going to give away, you guys are going to help me to pick this next one. There are actually two books in here. And I honestly don't remember what the two books are, but I'm going to have you guys help me to pick it. I'm going to put this thing on mute, and as I continue to unwrap this thing. All right, so there are two books in here, and I'm going to have one book in my left hand and one book in my right hand, and we are going to play the game. All right, here we go. So this is the left hand. Oh, all right. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, this is not an easy task. Here is the left hand. Here is the right hand. Tell me which one you want. Left hand or right hand. Somebody said both. No, bro. That is not on here. C. C is not an option by You Boy Entertainment. That is not an option, my friend. Joe is like both. All right, so I see a couple of people going left. I see a lot of right. Ooh. All right. We're gonna go left. I saw a lot of left. And let me look. Somebody says center. If this wasn't a family show, Ghost, I'd show you center, my friend. All right, so I think most people had left, so we're gonna go left. All right, so here, there's stuff in here. Let me dump all this stuff out of here. So this is funny because this is very fitting. This is a very fitting thing. I'm gonna be honest with you that you guys just picked this. I'm gonna take that out of the plastic, and then I'm also gonna show you the other one that you guys didn't pick, or some of you didn't pick. So here's the book. This is Silver Surfer #1. How about that? This is Silver Surfer #1 limited series. This is a 9.8 white pages. This is a Galactus appearance. Now, in my opinion, what makes this book really cool, I actually just got the raw copy of this book myself the other day. This is a Stan Lee Mobius series. And I read, I think, the first and second book. It was like a one shot. I was reading it online, and basically, it is Galactus comes to Earth as a god, and Silver Surfer is like a homeless person. People start to worship Galactus. There's a battle. I mean, it's a dope little book. It's a dope book. But what was cool about it is that it was Stan Lee and Mobius actually working together on this title. And I guess Stan Lee was a fan of his artwork of Jean, I guess it's Jean's artwork. And they actually met up, they had lunch, and by the time it was all said and done, they decided that they were going to collaborate together. This is the collaboration. That's what makes this book really, really cool, in my opinion. So great artwork, great story. And again, I was reading this just earlier today, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And so it's kind of fitting that we give away a Silver Surfer. We're talking about Regie as Silver Surfer, and then boom, we giving away a Silver Surfer. So that's a pretty cool book. So that is going to be the Go Collect giveaway. And I actually want to take a moment. I want to pull this thing up so we can actually jump on here, because one of the things that I kind of communicated, I think I communicated to you guys, is that we, through Go Collect, are going to try to up our game just a little bit with the giveaways that we're doing. And so we are actually going with a higher FMV for a lot of the books that we are going to be giving away. So I want to take a second to actually pop up Go Collect. We're going to look up the FMV for this book. So here we go. See if I can find it. There we go. Silver Surfer #1. We're going to search for this thing. It's not that one, not that one. Here we go. FMV is pending, it looks like, but this is a 9.8. So there are 44 sales. The book has actually gone up 25.8%. And you can see that a 9.8 is being sold for, depending upon how recent you want to go. Most recent sale on 4/18, which was 10 days ago, was $169. At the end of last year was $180, and before that it kind of fluctuated. So again, this is a really, really cool book. I think it's a great story. Stan Lee story, Mobius art, or Jean Mobius art. So definitely a cool book, and this is going to be the giveaway that we are going to do this week. So there you go. Now here's the other book. Here's the other book. This is the one that you guys, I guess some of you guys didn't pick. I'll show you that one because, again, I think it's a really cool book as well. Wait, Reggie, did you hear about the supposed Batman casting announcement might drop this week? No, I have not heard that. I have not heard that at all. Here, I'll show you guys the other book. This is the other one. This is a book that I don't have, that I personally have always wanted. So I thought that this was really cool. This is Iron Man #128. This is I guess it's called Demon in a Bottle. Yeah, Demon in a Bottle story arc. And this is one that deals with alcoholism. Kind of fitting that we're talking about this and Iron Man and all that good stuff. So this is the other book that going to be given away. Drunk Tony says, Wayne, this is going to be probably next week's giveaway. So you guys already know what it is, but this is, I think, a really, really cool book. And it is also at a higher FMV. I want to say that the FMV that we're going for is somewhere between $150 and $200. So all of the books that you're going to see are somewhere in that range. Sometimes I'll be a little high if there's a really cool book that I can get, but I should always be above the 150 mark. But this is next week's giveaway. Demon in a Bottle, definitely a cool book. So there we go. Is that Jameson? Winston is what it says. All right. So there you go, my friends. I think that pretty much wraps up anything that's going on. So Chris Barrett says that's a JR book. Yeah, it's definitely a cool little book. So again, if you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys may have before I get myself out of here. Yeah, it is a John Romita. John Romita. I don't think he did the cover. Bob Layton did the cover, and John Romita Jr. actually did the interior artwork. But it's definitely a dope book. There's no doubt about that one. So that is going to be next week's giveaway from Go Collect, and this is this week. So definitely a really cool book. I'm excited about this one. I'm in the middle of reading. I think it's a big one shot. It's like a 106-page one shot. So I guess it's multiple issues. So all right. So there we go. When are you going to give away that F4? Never, Sean. Never giving that away. What was crazy though is I was actually trying to order. I was trying to buy another FF48 because I have two right now, and I was actually debating buying another. I was looking at 48, 49, and 50. Of course, I have multiple copies of each one, but I was like, I love the book. I love the book, and I'm hedging my bets against the future going cosmic. And yeah, people are asking crazy amounts of money for the Galactus trilogy, crazy amounts, well above FMV. They are like asking for future money. And my whole thing is get your money. But I won't be the one giving it to you, but they are asking for like future money, so if you're going to hold the book for a really, really long period of time, then it's cool. But the asking prices from people are just crazy. So Mark Tripp is basically saying he's getting his first CGC submission tomorrow. He cannot wait. I'm excited for you, my friend. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for you. That is a big moment. I actually have a CGC shipment inbound as well. Should be here on Thursday. I haven't decided whether I'm going to actually do a pre-recorded video or do something else with it. But there are 6 books that are coming back in, and this is all road to AF15 stuff. So definitely excited about that. But Mark, brother, I will keep my fingers crossed for you that you actually score really big. So with some good grades, that is. All right, so I'm scrolling through to see if there's any questions. Chris says they are asking for future money, bro. They are like hundreds of dollars over FMV. It is definitely future money that people are asking for, and I'm not the one. Sent it his Beta Ray Bill. Chris Bigger says he sent his Beta Ray Bill off the CGC. You know what? I actually don't even have that book. I actually don't even have the Beta Ray Bill appearance. I have never actually read a Beta Ray Bill story. And I may actually read one. Let me pause the chat because there's people asking some good questions. So what I've been doing is I've been reading a lot of stuff that I haven't read, right? So I read the Silver Surfer book because I wanted to read that. I'm reading Machine Man right now from Kirby because I never really read that. I'm still reading my ASM stuff, but there's so many good books out there that I haven't yet had a chance to read. I read the first appearance and second appearance of Taskmaster because I had never read Taskmaster before, that character of Taskmaster. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go read some of his stuff. And he is actually a pretty cool character. And what else? I've been reading just a lot of just different stuff that I've always wanted to read. And so I may read some Thor Beta Ray Bill action to see what the hype is all about. I read Moon Knight the other day because I had not read any of that. So just trying to expand my horizons, reading some things that I normally would not read. And I'm actually enjoying myself, which is what this hobby is all about, and that's why I made that video about will you ever stop collecting, right? Even if you achieve all your grails, because there's so many fantastic characters over the last 80 years. I don't know how, unless you die or you just complete or like, I'm done with this. I don't know how or why it would stop. So Chris Bigger, I wish you luck with your Beta Ray bill off the CGC. Wayne McDonald says he has his first CGC back, not opening yet. He's going to do his first video. Wayne, make sure you copy me on that or send me a notice, an email, something so I can check it out. And I think I saw someone's commenting here about saying do it live. I may do it live. We'll see. I have a lot of stuff going on, especially Thursday. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I can wait until Friday. So Vu Hong, how you doing, brother? He's asking me about Venom 13. I have not read Venom 13, my friend. Have not had a chance to read it yet. I am again behind because I've been reading so much of this other stuff. So at some point I will get to that and maybe I'll have an opinion for him. Tech 31 Ben is here. He said he got his FF48 14 years ago for $100 when there was no hype. Ben, thanks for making us all feel bad about the fact that we had to pay a whole lot more money than $100 for our Caleb the Smurf is saying Venom 13 is fire. Too old to play with toys is asking if I've read any image books. No, I have not read any image books in quite some time, to be honest with you. No saga, none of that stuff. Have I have most of like the old image stuff. So like the Savage Dragon, some Spawn stuff, a lot of the Jim Lee stuff I have. I've picked up like Harbinger and some of those. No, that's Valiant, sorry. I don't have many of the image stuff, like recent stuff. Older stuff, yeah, because I was in the 90s. You know, you went to Image and bought a bunch of that stuff, but I don't have a lot of that stuff. So Wayne McDonald says, wow, at $100 for that FF48 that Ben got. Venom 13 as Guardian Symbionite. Interesting. Reggie, who is Spider-Man's Joker? Bro, so Spider-Man's Joker, because I did that video about Spider-Man's villains, and it's tough because Doc Ock, I think, is a really deadly villain for Spider-Man because of the arms, his intelligence, the relationship with Aunt May. I think Doc Ock is pretty high up there when it comes to danger. I think that the Lizard is also a very dangerous character, just because his animal instincts. I mean, he is wicked. The Lizard is wicked. I'm telling you, and you can make the same argument about the Vulture. The Vulture is a tough character for Spider-Man because of his ability to fly, again, his intelligence, the fact that he never stops, the fact that he's oftentimes underestimated. So I think any three of those characters could be Spider-Man's Joker. But as I talked about, his Spider-Man's cast of characters is very, very big. And it depends on how broad you want it to be. You know, you could go with Craven and make an argument. You can make an argument for the Scorpion. You can make an argument for the Shocker, for Molten Man. Like the list goes on and on. It just depends because they're all very, very dangerous for him. You know, so it is tough to say. I don't think that he has a Joker. I think that Spider-Man has many Jokers. That's probably the best way to look at it, to be honest with you, because I would be hard pressed to pick one. You know, I mean, you could even say the Green Goblin because of the relationship where he knows his secret identity. He's crazy. You never know what he's gonna do. It's just you could pick one, and it'll be that one. You know, a couple of people are saying Green Goblin again. It's tough. Am I a Todd McFarlane fan? I am a Todd McFarlane fan. I am not a believer that Todd McFarlane is the greatest artist ever. I went back, Russ, and actually looked at some of that 90s Spider-Man stuff, and yeah, not good. Not good. I thought it was dope back in the day, but no, not good. I think Todd is a talented individual, but he's not the greatest artist of the day. I think he did some really cool things with Spider-Man in terms of the exaggerated poses, the spaghetti webbing, but I don't think that he's the greatest, but definitely a talented individual. Universe X, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Scrolling through, making sure I got at least a couple of those comments. Vu Wong says that Green Goblin is his Joker. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, you can make an argument about this. Green Goblin followed Spider-Man to his house to discover his secret identity. That's dedication. Leonard, that ain't brother. That is some dedication right there. Greg A says Kirby is the greatest artist ever. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Kirby is not the best writer, right? If you read Machine Man, it is rough. You read Eternals, it is rough. But his art, undeniable. And I mean, you can actually look at the DC stuff, you can look at the Marvel stuff, and you can see that he just drew. He didn't care whether it was Marvel or DC. He just drew because, in many ways, a lot of the stuff that he drew for both looks the same, in my opinion. You can see he changed it up just a little bit, but Kirby is not a great writer, but he is a fantastic artist. Whitewell saying here, McFarlane's interiors are rough. Yes, they are rough. The covers are dope. Many of the covers are very, very good. The interior stuff, it is rough. It is rough. I was looking at someone's Mary Jane recently, and I was like, "What is that?" Mary Jane is hot. This did not look very good. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think it might have been. I think it might have been Todd, and I would agree with Chris here. Jim Lee. Jim Lee is a fantastic artist. There is no doubt about that. His uncanny X-Men stuff is the stuff of legends. His even his Batman stuff is slick. Todd McFarlane's Batman is not bad. His covers, I haven't read the Batman interiors, but the covers are slick. I just got it was a year two where he did a lot of those covers, and I'm actually looking forward to reading them, hoping that the interior artwork will match the cover. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, you guys are getting into a really good conversation. I may actually, I might have to agree with that. So Joe Kyle is basically saying Ramita Sr. is his favorite Spider-Man artist. I might have to agree with that, bro. In all honesty, and I think Ditko solid. Kirby on Spider-Man, good. But when you look at the work that John Romita Sr. did, fantastic artwork. I think he's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man artists of all time. That is no lie. That is no lie. So, um, all right, so I'm scrolling through. You know what? I actually want to go back and read Jim Lee's Wildcats because I have his Wildcat stuff and I have not read it since the 90s. And I actually want to read it because I don't know whether it's going to be good or not. I don't care. I want to read it because it's Jim Lee. And yeah, enough said about that. Wilson Ramos says Romita Sr. is his favorite for Spider-Man. There you go. He killed it. He killed it. All right, guys. So the wife and I just started watching Downton Abbey, the last final season. So if I don't leave out of this room soon, she is going to go to sleep and I am not going to be able to watch it. So I'm going to get myself out of here. I may end up adding another live chat. I don't know. Maybe we'll do one this week and we'll just chat because I really, really dig just interacting with you guys. And if you haven't watched that one live stream that I did, what was it, like the no name chat or the nothing chat or something like that? We had a fantastic conversation, but I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Congratulations to all the winners. Thanks to all the Patreon members. Thank you to Randy for this fantastic sketch of Spider-Man. I definitely appreciate this, brother. And again, I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me for the last hour or so that we've been in here kind of mixing this thing up. If you guys need to reach out to me, feel free to do so at Regie Collects on Instagram, at reggiecollects@gmail.com. And I will look forward to chatting with you guys sometime soon. Take care.